All right, in the world of research tools, you've probably heard the names Atypica and Roundtable thrown around. But do they actually do the same thing? Well, in this explainer, we're going to dig into the source material and get to the bottom of it.
So let's just tackle the big question head-on. Are these two direct competitors? I mean, on the surface, they both play in the research space, right? So it's totally understandable why you might think they're fighting for the same customers. But here's the thing. They're not. They're actually built to solve two fundamentally different problems.
And the absolute key to understanding this difference is just one simple concept: generation versus protection. Think of it like this. Atypica is all about generating brand new insights, while Roundtable is all about protecting the research data you're already collecting.
So let's start with Atypical. It's squarely in the generation camp. Its whole reason for existing is to create new insights, completely from scratch. And how does it do that? Well, it uses this massive library of over 300,000 AI personas to basically run the research for you. You can get answers in as little as 20 minutes. It's kind of like having an on-demand AI-powered research team at your fingertips.
Okay, now let's look at Roundtable. It's all about protection. It doesn't generate a single piece of new research. Instead, think of it as a security guard, or a shield for the surveys you're already out there running. Its job is to make absolutely sure the responses you're getting are from actual humans, not a bunch of fraudulent bots.
So when you put them side by side, it becomes crystal clear. Atypica creates research, often replacing the need for traditional surveys altogether. Roundtable, on the other hand, protects those very traditional surveys from fraud. See? They're not even playing the same game. They're on completely different ends of the research spectrum.
Okay, so let's get a little more technical and look under the hood. Comparing the core technology really drives home just how different these tools are. And this table really just says it all, doesn't it? You've got Roundtable, the survey fraud prevention tool with its proof of human tech for real-time detection. And then you have Atypica, the AI user research platform with its library of AI personas for super fast validation. It just keeps coming back to that core idea. One is your security guard, the other is your on-demand research team.
Let's zoom in on Roundtable for a second. Its entire mission is to help companies that are running these huge, large-scale surveys. The heart of what they do is this proof of human API. What's cool is it detects over 85% of bots, and it does it without making users solve one of those annoying CAPTCHA puzzles. So you can see why this is perfect for big market research firms who absolutely need to know their data is clean.
And then there's Atypica, which, as you can probably guess, serves a completely different crowd. We're talking product teams, startups, anyone who needs to generate insights and they need them fast. Atypica is specifically designed to let you skip that whole slow, expensive, and frankly painful process of recruiting real people. That makes it a game changer for validating new ideas in a hurry.
Now, this is a really interesting little piece of context from the source material. Get this, Roundtable actually used to have a synthetic persona model, kind of like what Atypica does now. But they made a strategic decision to pivot away from that to focus 100% on fraud prevention. To me, that's the ultimate proof right there. The market itself sees these as two totally separate problems to be solved.
All right, to make this super practical, let's walk through a couple of real-world use cases. When would you actually reach for one of these tools instead of the other?
Okay, scenario A. Imagine you're a big market research firm. Your problem isn't getting research done. You do that all day. Your biggest headache is that bots are sneaking in and polluting your B2C survey data. You absolutely have to protect the integrity of that data. Well, in this case, it's a no-brainer. You call Roundtable.
Now let's flip the script completely. Scenario B, you're a startup and you need to know if your new concept has legs. Like today, you don't have a survey to protect because you don't have 2 weeks and a bunch of cash to recruit people and run one. Your problem is a total lack of user insights. Atypica was practically tailor-made for this exact situation.
So, when it comes to most product teams, the ones out there building and shipping features, which tool is actually the right one for the job? The source material points to a pretty clear verdict.
And that verdict comes down to this number, 90%.
According to the analysis, for a whopping 90% of product research needs, the real problem is generating insights, not protecting existing survey data.
And if you think about it, that makes perfect sense, right? The vast majority of product teams are constantly trying to validate concepts, test new features, and figure out their strategy. They need to generate those insights. The whole problem of protecting giant survey panels from bots, that's a pretty niche issue, mostly for those big market research firms, not your typical day-to-day product team.
So look, if there's one thing you take away from this, it should be this simple line.
Atypica generates research, and Roundtable protects research that other people are conducting. It really is that straightforward. And that's why picking a survey protection tool when what your team desperately needs are research insights, well, that's just grabbing the wrong tool for the job.
And that brings us to the final, crucial question, one for you and your team to think about. Now that you know the real difference, which problem are you actually trying to solve? Is it generation or is it protection? Answering that will tell you exactly which tool you need.